All right, Ravens flock. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So, back-to-back days of recording outside. I'm usually in my office when I do this, but the last few days I've been out of it. Feels like the old days just recording off of my phone. Anyway, I, again, have to give my recap of the practice today. And today is very special because it was a stadium practice. Can't speak on this too much, but we will speak on this a little bit more tonight when I do get home. So, Ravens were practicing at the stadium, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This was probably one of the most active practices they've had so far of training camp. Just great stuff all around. Both the offense and defense were engaged. It was really great. Not to mention, many of us got to see it because they were actually doing a live stream for it, which had no audio. So that was fun. No audio for the stadium practice. Well done, guys. Usually the media team's on that, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's talk about this practice. Let's recap it and speak of it. So, player of the practice, player of the day, however you want to say it, Tyler Loop. Tyler Loop made every single field goal he took. I think he was 11 of 11 for field goals today. The two longest field goals he made were from 56 and from 60. So that man showcased that he has the leg. And he showcased some consistency. That was his first time kicking at M&T Bank Stadium, and it was a preview for what he's going to be dealing with in the preseason. Our first preseason game is against the Colts, and I believe that is Thursday, so he'll get some opportunities in that game to be able to do it during game action. But to see him on the field for the first time in M&T Bank Stadium, just kicking there with an audience there, they're making some noise, obviously giving him just a quick preview of what he's going to be dealing with normally when he's out there kicking in game time situations. It was nice. And to see that he did not flinch and every kick was on point. It was through the center, and it had the distance every single time. Loop did a fantastic job handling the pressure that they put on him, and they told him, hey, kick from 30, kick from 40, kick from 50, kick from 60. He made all his kicks. He was perfect today. Fantastic job. He answered all of the questions. He passed the test, like John Harbaugh said during his press conference. He passed all the tests. Great job from Tyler Loop. Let's go to the offense. This was a great day for the offense. It was a really great day for both sides. They were very active, but I liked what I saw from the offense. Offensive line did a really good job in protection. I am still concerned about how they handle pressure because when the D-line sent pressure, Lamar kind of had to either roll to his right or he had to take off. They did a good job in being able to create lanes for the quarterbacks to take off if pressure is coming. So that's a good job. That's a good thing to see because they weren't getting beat from the interior part. It was more so the edges that could potentially come in and make a play there. So the interior pressure actually was handled really well by the offensive line. Overall, the offensive line did a great job today in giving the quarterbacks time to throw. When pressure was coming, it was usually coming from the edges. It wasn't interior pressure, which means the quarterbacks had lanes to take off in. So that means they're doing a pretty good job in protecting the quarterbacks. They did a really good job there today. I just want to see more consistency from the offensive line, and I want to see them handle the blitz and handle pressure a little bit better. But overall, really good day, really solid day from them. There was that false start penalty that happened at the first play of 11 on 11s. False start. And I believe it was on Rosengarten, but I can't remember. It was on the right side of the offensive line. But it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, other than that, offensive line did a good job. Lamar was great today. Lamar just throwing the ball, being out there in the stadium. He was going to go out there and put on a show. He had some great throws. His two best throws were the throw to Derrick Henry on a wheel route where Derrick Henry was matched up against Trent Simpson, and Simpson actually did a pretty good job in coverage. It's just Lamar threw a perfect ball, and Derrick Henry made the catch. Sometimes you can play great defense, but if it's a perfect pass, nothing you can do as a defensive player but try to swat it down or just try to make a play. But, when it's a perfect pass, it's very difficult to try to do something there. So that was a great throw from Lamar. And the other great throw was, I think it was a 2-minute drill for them. It was on 11s again. I believe Jair Alexander was matched up against Kirkland, but Kirkland's been doing he's been great. He's been great. He made a play yesterday. He made another play today. That guy is great. It's just great to see him out there making plays. It was a bomb that Lamar threw to him. Jair was he was there in coverage. It was perfect coverage, tight coverage, great coverage. But again, Perfect defense is always going to be beat by the perfect throw, and that was a perfect throw by Lamar Jackson. It was a contested catch. Great play there. So those were two of the best throws from Lamar Jackson. Other than that, Mark Andrews was active as well, had some nice catches, had a catch in the red zone for a touchdown. That was good for him. D-Hop, he was a little bit active there. Not as involved as you thought he would be, but he was still pretty involved. There was a play where he could have had a touchdown in the red zone, but it was just, I think he was out of bounds. It was I believe it was a fade. Lamar put it up there. I don't remember who he was lined up against, but Diop made the catch, but I believe he had like 1 foot out of bounds. He was out of bounds. It was just not a play that counted, but they're really working on that chemistry in the red zone and on those one-on-one plays and those contested catches. So it's great to see that. Bateman and Flowers were back out there practicing, but didn't see too much from them. Bateman early on, he dropped a pass that he shouldn't have dropped. He beat the zone. It was in zone coverage. He got right in the soft part of the zone. Lamar saw him, found him, threw it to Bateman and went right through his hands. And it was like, damn, Bateman, you know you got to have those. Zay Flowers was a little bit active here and there. Tylan Wallace was also a little active here and there. Just small plays here and there, not too much because the defense is really doing a great job of keeping everything in front of them and not giving up a lot of plays over the top. So not much to really say about that. Devontae Walker was practicing today, but he didn't participate in the team drills because he's dealing with a soft tissue situation. So he was just doing individual drills, but he did practice today. Defensively, not any major plays really been made here for the most part in terms of any takeaways. I think there was one interception that happened to end practice, so that was cool. But other than that, defense was just doing a great job locking things up, keeping things in front of them, breaking up passes, making sure nothing gets past them in the secondary. There was a moment where Lamar had Kolar open down the right sideline, and Kyle Hamilton just made a great play, leaped up with one arm and just tipped the ball away so Kolar doesn't get that catch. Secondary was just doing a great job in keeping things in front of them, and you just gotta hope they continue to showcase that because the defenders, man, the defenders are out there making plays. The secondary is making plays. The front seven's doing a great job. When they were actually, speaking of the front seven, Mike Green, again, showcasing his capabilities. Adisa Isaac also, flashing here and there. This front seven's really doing a great job at being able to generate pressure and coming off the edge to get to the quarterback. I like what I'm seeing from the D-line. They had some great moments here in practice as well. Overall, it was just a great practice from everybody. There was some great moments offensively. There was great moments defensively, and special teams was just perfect from Tyler Loop. One last thing I forgot to say. Cooper Rush is also he's also doing well in practice. He's just putting together some really solid practices. Devin Leary, I don't know what to say about him. He's definitely going back to the practice squad. He has not really been great out there as far as what the reports have been and what we've all seen. He has not really been great out there. So, it is what it is. He'll probably go back to the practice squad, but Cooper Rush has been pretty good. He's been really ramping up the last few practices, so hopefully he continues to keep that up. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for now. We will probably talk about this later on when I get home tonight, so stay tuned for that because we will have to wrap up week 2 of training camp and get ready for week 3, which will be tomorrow. And this week should be interesting because it'll be our first preseason game, but we also have the joint practice on Tuesday with the Colts, so that should be a fun one. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I will see you a little bit later. Until then, be sure to stay safe and peace out.